Hello. If you find it hard to play at the frog in a comfortable manner, it could well be because the balance of the hand is not correct. At the frog, the fourth finger is the most important. It is the anchor. I'm going to demonstrate with this pencil that if I take the first finger off, the second, or even the third, like that, as long as the fourth finger is in place, the bow's not going to fall. However, if I take the fourth finger off, the whole thing tips up. So the fourth finger, a strong fourth finger at the frog, is really important. In order to be strong, the fourth finger needs to be round, like an arch. It can't be straight at the frog. Now, I'm going to play a little game of seesaw. What I'm going to do is I'm going to thrust the fourth finger down, like that, so that it becomes straight, and so that the other end of the pencil rises, using the thumb as a fulcrum. However, playing seesaw is not much fun if you're not playing with someone. So I'm going to bring my other hand as the counterweight. I'm going to sit down on top of the pencil, and now, in order to thrust down with the fourth finger is having to work much harder. This simple exercise, if you practice it a few times a day for a few minutes, will strengthen your fourth finger. Now, I'm going to leave the pencil behind. I'm going to take my bow. This is a classical bow. You can use a modern bow as well. The reason for using this bow rather than my Baroque bow is because the exercise will be much harder and more beneficial. The first thing I do, I find the balance point of the bow. That's the point at which the stick can rest on the thumb without having to be balanced in any way by the other fingers of the hand. So I put the fingers on in a normal way, and none of the fingers has any real role to play here. I'm not really holding the bow at all. It's just balanced. If I move down towards the tip of the bow, even just a few centimeters, it immediately becomes apparent that the fourth finger is feeling the weight of the frog and is therefore having to work a little bit harder. I can again take off my first finger and I can thrust down with the fourth finger, and it's not particularly difficult, not much more difficult than playing the game with the pencil. But the further down the bow I go towards the point, the more the fourth finger has to thrust and the more effort it takes in order to play the seesaw game. And the nearer the point, the more weight needs to be counterbalanced. So by the time I get to 3/4 of the way down, I'm really having to work quite hard with my little finger. Now I'm approaching the tip, and you can see that the work going on with the fourth finger is sizable. Now I'm right at the tip, and indeed it's quite a struggle to do this. I won't do it for very long. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to revert to the normal way of holding the bow, and immediately I can feel that the fourth finger really knows its job. It's got stronger and it's sitting nicely on the stick so that I can indeed take all the other fingers off. Don't don't have to, but I can. And the fourth finger is doing its job as the anchor of the hand and up the frog. And therefore, I can find much more comfort in playing at the frog because the fourth finger really feels that it knows what it's doing.